Hey guys, let me know if you're in here. Anybody? Okay, looks like a couple people just shuffled in. What's going on, everybody? My name is Mike Thompson. Hello. I am gonna stream some stuff today. I'm gonna be working on some stuff. So if you are new to the stream, I would start off by just telling a little bit about myself. I'm an illustrator, sculptor, do stuff for like Marvel and Warner Brothers and recently Sideshow. So I'm rocking the Sideshow colors today. I also like comics. I'm a nerd, comic book fan. So if you were here last week or 2 weeks ago, I think I was working on Iron Fist and also my Luke Cage. And so I started my own weekly stream, which if you look down at the bottom, it's called Mike Drops, Friday Night Live. And so the last couple weeks I've been working on Misty Knight. I got a person who reached out and was like, hey, I like this whole retro look that you're doing. Let's do, can you add Misty Knight to the mix? And if you're not familiar with Misty Knight, she is, hey, what's up? She's part of that crew, right? The whole Hell's Kitchen kind of a crew. And I got to meet the creator of Misty Knight, Arvell Jones, which is like one of the first 6 African-American comic book artists at Marvel, which is dope. So where's the image? Yeah, so I started working on her in my own stream. This is kind of what I had on day 1. And then I did a little bit more and got it looking like, got it looking further along. So anyway, let's just get to it. I'll move this out of the way. And now she's looking a little more like this, right? And if I were to go in and add some color to this, she's kind of like this right now, right? And I think the reference I was going off of, I'm mixing it up, right? So there's a lot of different reference for her. And so what I like is, I really like this one. That's a big, kind of a cool picture for me. So I'm just kind of gonna detail on that. And I think I have some, yeah, this is where I stopped with my sketch. I just went over and I'm gonna be doing a lot of this today. So when do you stream your Twitch? My Twitch is Friday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern. So, hey, thanks, man. Yeah, just starting to get in on that arm. So it's still rough right now. Theory was up. Renato, what's going on? Hey, what's up, Black Me 79? So yeah, let's keep going on this right now. I did this on my phone, by the way. So I took my last render that I posted on Facebook, and I started sketching. I got a Note 20 Ultra, and so it's got a stylus on it, and I started painting on there, like the little details, which was fresh. So I'm gonna keep going off of that, and it probably would help to look at the actual clothing detail that I want to add here, and keep going on this arm. So it's probably an unfortunate place to have the chat there. Let me try moving the chat. Let's move this over. Scale a little bit. Oh, new subscriber, thank you. Yeah, so if you subscribe to my Facebook, or sorry, my YouTube, the way I'm going to start doing these from now on is I will start something on my stream. Every Friday night I'll work on it, and then I'm on here every other week. So I usually I'll pick up from now on, working on it. But if you missed something, go back and watch mine. It's on my YouTube. All right, so let's go now to the pants. All right, I wanted to actually, let's do the top. I'm gonna cut off the color for now. Solo outer top. And polygroup it. So if I turn off dynamic, you see this is, I used that base mesh and kind of made this top and detailed it. But what I can do now is I want to go in and add the little yellow kind of detailing that goes around here. So I love it because I have not subdivided this yet, so I can still use Z modeler. So let's go, and I'm going to poly group by poly loop and just separate this from everything else, right? So now that's its own thing. There's actually one more loop there. Oops. Yeah, all right. So now what I can do is I can come to this part and extrude by poly group, and it's only going to get this new group. And I can do something like this. I'm just going to make it look more like the image, right? So let's make this image a little larger. Sorry about that, cough right in your ear. Let's see, what else is going on? What's up, Sardip Nath? Doing pretty well. How are you? Just subscribe. Thanks for the subscription. Thanks for the subscribe, Shun. Thank you. All right. So yeah, let's do something now where I really want to set this gold part off. And I think a way I can do that is to cough some more. Let's get some water. How about that? All right. So I've gone in, now that I'm doing my own thing on Fridays, I've gone in and kind of added to my interface. So it should show new subscribers, so I can give them a shout out. It should show my latest subscribers, and I can do things that's pretty cool, like switch to full screen, so I can show books that I'm using, right? Using this for my poses, which is pretty dope. Masters of Anatomy, and the actual anatomy, I've got stuff like this, right? So being able to switch is pretty sweet. I see it's hard to read the text on here, so I'll work on that. But anyway, let's get back to it. Okay, I want to insert a new loop here. And I think I'm going to inset this a little bit. So let's group that. Poly group by poly loop. Okay. And now I can do something like just push it in a little bit. That. And I'm going to insert another loop. So now if I hit dynamic, turn that off. How clean is that? That's clean, y'all. Super, super clean. All right, so that's that part, right? And I want to have a zipper here. So I think I'm just going to do an insert mesh and add a zipper. So when this prints, I actually have, let's see what else. Oh, I'm doing good. I have a question. Why the modeler using more Dynamesh or primitive for modeling characters using Z-Sphere? Thanks. Why the modeler using more? Umberto, I don't really understand that. Make it simple for me so I can answer you. What's up, Allah? I see you working on Misty. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was a very cool suggestion, and I can't wait to show this to Arvil too. So like, Arvil Jones is the creator of Misty Knight, and I was fortunate enough to be able to interview him for a stream, and so that was like crazy. So You know, very nice to meet your heroes. Sometimes not so nice. This time, very nice. This brother's been doing it since like the 70s, so very cool. All right. Do the same thing down here. I'm going to, let's make this a color that I can actually see. All right, extrude this as well. Make it something I can see. Okay. And let's add a loop. What do I want to do? I want to poly group, a poly loop. Okay, and then I want to inset this. Set this a little bit. And add one more loop in the middle there to hold it. And now do dynamic. Then we have something like that. Right. Which that's all right, but it's a little, I don't know. You know what? Actually, it's not bad at all. So I'm going to print these probably around this size. So, well, hold on a sec. This size? Oh, got the switch back. I like it. I want this to be nice and crisp and clean. All right, so let's go back to this one. Poly group on. Let's turn off the dynamic smoothness. And I'm going to, all right, I want to group. Let's see, I want to group this, and I think that bottom is already, no, it's not. And this loop here. Okay, so the reason I'm doing that is because now what I can do is I can inflate this. So I'll go to inflate, poly group all, and then that's going to close the gap a little bit and also make this look a little more round. Doesn't look like it now, but if I hit dynamic, here, let's do it with dynamic on actually. All right, so now I'll inflate it and see what it's doing here. It's this. All right, let's let it save. Let's see. Yeah, BlackMe, very much appreciated. So, like I said, that was in my personal stream. So you guys stop in there, tell me what you want me to work on. Also, tell me what you want me to do for the tips and tutorial, like the tips and tricks. Drink some water and try that again. Take two. If you come to my stream on Friday night, you can ask for what you'd like to see as far as tips and tricks go. I do a thing called mic drops. And in that, I kind of show you things that you want to see how to do. Probably could have worded that better, but I'm not worried about it. Actually, let's put a loop here. Yeah, like that. Now do dynamic. Okay. So because I'm gonna pose her, I'm not really stressing the wrinkles yet, nothing like that. I actually want to make her sleeve come down and kind of go over her thumb. So if we look over here on the sketch, I wanted to do this kind of a thing where you have the thumb coming through the sleeve. I think that looks dope. So we can actually keep detailing it. And actually, shout out to BlackMe. I'm gonna write that down because I want to remember 79 that you gave me the suggestion for the joint. What up, EJ? How are you doing her hair with fiber mesh? No, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna print this. So for her hair, if I turn everything back on, I just kind of made an afro and then did some detailing to it. So if I turn on the color, it's looking like this right now. All right, let's see how that detailing looks. Okay, and let's give this some color now too. That. Okay. I'm actually going to use a material now and fill this with just the material. Material and color. There you go. So now if I bring that back, now she's got the gold there. I'm going to do the same thing down here. Fill this. Man, glad I got water here. That's what happens when you don't speak all day. All right, unhide everything. Turn on dynamic. Turn off hidden. Ooh, let's get off the gold. All right. Cool. So that looks good. Back over to the reference. Now I'll like I said, I want to put a zipper on here. Let's see. Agent A. Happy to cross you. Hey, thank you. Yeah, give me a follow on YouTube, and I do this every Friday night, so I'll be on tomorrow night. 10 p.m. Eastern. I'm in the Washington, D.C. area. So be on. I'll continue working on this. Probably pick up where I left off today, which is, I think I'm going to get started on the pose. And so then tomorrow night, I'll probably get it into Keyshot. So I'll show you guys how I do a render that will end up looking like this. All right. I'm using PureRef, by the way, if anybody's wondering. I should just go ahead and make a overlay that says what that is, because I get that question a lot. What are you using? Okay. So now let's get back. One more thing for a close. Did you pull the geometry from the body? Yes, I did. So I made sure that the geometry on her is pretty tight. So if I step down, it's pretty clean. And then I have this polygrouped out so that I can pull whatever I want to make the clothes. So let's do an insert, and I want to do a zipper here. So insert brush zipper. Let's see. Brushes. I gotta go through this and organize it. Just do insert, insert, insert. Oh my gosh. I wish there was a search. Like a search to find the thing you're looking for. I know I have a zipper in here though. Hey, slow down. Oh man, okay. I need to make, here you go. I need to make a pump shotgun for the pose I'm gonna do, and there's actually insert pieces that I can use to make that. All right, so let's see if this does anything. Oh my gosh, that's perfect. Let's say that. All right, I'm going to turn off symmetry and try my best. Let's turn on lazy mouse, turn it up. Try to get this as straight as possible. Okay, not bad. Okay. So, like I said, I'm printing this probably about at a 1/6 scale. So I want this to be chunky. So let's see if I can actually make it larger. I don't want to do this. See, if I had the brush, I could just tap on it. Brush, zipper. What happens if I tap? Oh, that's huge. Huge. Just make it a little smaller. It's a little better. And then once I commit to it, I can clean it up here. All right, so just click and separate unmasked, split unmasked. Whoa, new subscriber. Thank you, Major Arcana. Oh my gosh, my eyes are so bad. I'll make that bigger so I can see. Do that, shouldn't we? Okay. This process for making leather straps in the buckle, topo, or extract curve. I did a curve, and in fact, I'll show you. I gotta fix it because I have the buckle headed the wrong way. But let's get this zipper figured out real quick. I just want this to be kind of straight. Solo this. And these are probably poly groups so that I can grab that top and move it. That's crazy. It has the, like, it actually has this thing split on here. That's cool. All right, so I'm going to, I don't want to do this. Let's get the top placed and then I can move the bottom. That'll probably be easier. Down. Just pull this out in the geometry a little bit. color so I can see what I'm doing. Like I said, I want this to be exaggerated, so maybe let's see what it looks like if I make it a little wider. That, yeah, that'll work for me. All right. So now I can now I can go through and auto group this so that all of these are separate. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete some of them and move the bottom up. So let's just hide. I don't want to do this. Let's see. Let's hide some of these. Mask lasso definitely is what I want. Is all that remains before it's begun. You gotta know I'm feeling love, made it go. I'll never love another one, another you. It's gotta be love. I said it. You gotta know I'm feeling okay. So that looks like it's going to be close enough. Maybe I'll stretch it out a little bit. That. If I invert, that's the part that I had hidden. I'm just going to delete hidden. And there is our zipper. Let's move it a little bit. Okay. All right, I'm going to make that gold too, like the other piece. Gold and fill. Move my image. Fill. All right. So top is a little too shiny for me right now. Let's calm it down. Pretty shiny here. Let's make it maybe this instead. Color fill object. There you go. And the pants too. Color fill object. There you go. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't want to do that. Wait, hold up. I did want to do it on the pants. Didn't want to do it on the top because I just got the trim too. So let's undeck it. Select the top. Okay. So I don't want to do the gold part. So let's hide the gold. That. All right, now let's fill with let's fill with that. So this image is always in the right. Let's move it over here. Okay, there you go. That's better. Maybe lighten up the, turn up the light on this. Oh yeah, that's much better. I like that better. All right, same thing for the loops. Let's change those real quick to this material, color fill. Yeah, that'll work. All right, let's see. What I miss? XMD tools are great to look up all the brushes and alphas. They have a search engine. That's pretty pro. All right. What's the process to make her leather straps? Okay, let's do that. Use AccuCurve on your move. Feel like to tweak those fine details. You know what? I haven't, Kenny. I should try that. I'll give that a shot. So basically, you made the open area of the chest PG-13. It just worked out that way. Just worked out that way. Hey, listen, I'm a big fan of cleavage. Truth be told, I don't know how that happened. All right, so let's go back here now to the top, and I want to change. Let's do some stuff here. Let's get a dynamic. Tool. How do I want to do this? All right, let's cut off the color. And why is it still shiny though? Let's cut off all the color. Is it because of the light? Yeah, the light is too bright. Let's turn the light down. Turn the light down, please. All right, there you go. All right, so I want to keep this low. So instead of going and starting to sculpt in details, I'm just going to add a, let's do this. Oh, I know how I can do this. Got it. All right, I'm going to do a curved tube strap. And turn on my lazy mouse, turn it up, and kind of just pull this out. Okay. Ooh, I went too far. All right, so about there. That's fine. Okay. Stretch that out a little bit. And I'm going to, I don't want to frame the mesh. Stop it. I want to delete. There you go. All right, turn off dynamics, smoothing, and split. Split unmasked. Turn that up for that, and then go back to the tool. All right, so now what I can do is I can delete everything except for the front face. Let's go to my select lasso is what I want. All right, cool. Actually, let's do this. Let's select everything but the back face and delete it. Come on. Let's try this one more time. Saving. Justice Joseph. What's up? Stream on Twitch. So this is the deal, you guys. I gotta commit to something. So I have a Twitch account. I just did like a subscription to a multi-stream thing, but it's not Restream, it's like Caster.io. And I can't get all of my chat to work in one place. So these Friday night streams, I'm trying to do it to Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook Live. And then I'll stay on there for like 10 minutes and eventually bump it over to YouTube because that's where I want all of my traffic to go. And then stay for like the rest of the hour or however long I stay on. But long story short, it's just easier. Just go to my YouTube and subscribe because that's where I'm going to end up until I figure out this chat situation. That's kind of how it's going to happen. All right, let's delete hidden. Now what I can do is, all right, I want to do this. Mirror and weld. All right. Mirror, mirror, and weld. Okay, I want this to be pretty even, so let's do this. X. Doesn't have to be perfect, but let's do something like that. Mirror and W. Okay. All right, so that'll do. Now I can flip this, turn on my whole thing here, and I can extrude it out. So let's hide and extrude. Extrude polygroup all. Okay, so that's cool. Now just make it fit the contour of her blouse here as best as possible. So yeah, if you just tuned in, you're like, yo, what's up with all the shameless plugging? It's because I finally got my schedule together to stream for my own self. And I was just thinking the other day, like, it doesn't make sense to spend Friday night streaming if nobody's in there. So if you guys show up, I'll keep doing it. If you don't, I'll probably like have some Ben and Jerry's and watch Netflix or something. Slightly less productive, you know what I mean? Spoiler alert, I'm having that Ben and Jerry's either way, so just letting you know that. All right, cool, so that's good. Okay. W. Now what I want to do is just stretch this out a little bit, make it a little bit longer, like that. Just to make it nice and even, I'm going to get rid of that insert edge loop. I'm going to add a couple more. All right, mirror and weld, like that. And I want to poly group these center ones. So poly group by poly loop, 2, like that. And then I want to push those down. So extrude, poly group all, push them down like that. All right, I'm going to crease these inside edges. Loops, crease. I think that did both sides. It should have. Did it? All right, now it should do both sides. So if I hit dynamic, all right, those are creased. I'm going to crease the back edge here. Crease. Now I hit dynamic. It's looking like that. It's looking better. Let's turn this on. Okay, and I want to crease the bottom too. So actually, I'll just add a holding edge to the bottom here. So insert, single edge. That'll keep that bottom nice and tight, and the top, keep that nice and tight. All right, dynamic. There you go. Turn up the subdivisions a little bit, like say 3. Okay, so I want the center portion to be separate. So again, let's go through and poly group that. I don't know why it undid the poly group. There it is. So now what I can do is I can mask that part. or mask the edges rather, and leave this part exposed, and then I can push that down even and get it out of the way. So I'll just kind of push that into her chest a little bit. That. Then unmask, and I can start to manipulate this a little bit, kind of make this, pull it up, maybe move it over. This just lets you know that that zipper is not centered, because if it was, this would be perfect. But it's all good. I'll just move the zipper over a little bit. I just started using the Move Infinite Depth, which is really dope. So brush, move, D for depth, I guess. And what that allows me to do is if I move these edges, it moves it all the way through to the other side of the mesh, and everything stays super clean and even. So that. And I actually want to add a few more edges so I can get this really dialed in. So now I can go back. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna do all of what I just did because I have this masked, and that does some really weird stuff when you insert edge loops rather. So let's do it again. I can check the chat in a minute. Let's see what's going on. Dawanisti, hello. Do you stream on Twitch? I already answered that. Wow, no more questions. Okay. No questions, please. All right, so now I can do that, the move. Brush, move, D for depth. There you go. And actually, let's move it like that. All right, so now if I turn dynamic on and I look, there's that. Let's go back to the zipper and kind of move that in the center because it's bothering me now. Center it on the zipper, move it over. Oh, not on the zipper. There you go. Move that over a little bit. All right, so that's pretty much what I'm looking to do. That the top part of this is a little higher than I want, so let's push that in to the top of her chest. Maybe add another loop here, so it, or just pull it down. Let's see, down. And let's pull the bottom up. Okay, so now if we go back and turn on our color after it does the autosave, let's see, shows how to tighten clothes. In a quick way. I'm assuming you mean like how to get some fabric wrinkles and stuff like that. I can do that on our pants. Let's do that. Turn the color back on. Oh crap, I just turned on everything. I didn't mean to turn on everything. I didn't want to do that. So if I group these, it's a lot easier. I just haven't done it yet. These on one at a time. All right, here's all my straps. I'm gonna show you guys how to do the straps too while I'm here. And I'm going to be swapping her hands out for fists, I think. I made fists for Iron Fist. So I'll be doing that. Where'd my zipper go? Zipper's turned off. All right, so now let's just go and take this part and fill it with the color, or the material rather, that I have for her blouse. That'll look good. Actually, no, we want it to be gold. So let's make that part gold, and the zipper will be a different color. Them apples. So this part's gold. Material, color, fill. And the zipper, let's make that like, I don't know, gray or something. Color, fill. I don't like that. Let's make it that red color. All right, I'm gonna change it at some point. That's not my favorite, but anyway. Let's say that doesn't suck. It does. Let's not say it does though. All right, but let's go now to the straps. So what I did for her belt, if I turn off the color, we can see it again. These are just the curved tubes that you saw me use to make the details on her chest there. And then I made a cube and turned it into this buckle. But really the buckle is wrong, because if we're looking at our belt, this part is attached to the end, not the part that goes through. So it needs to turn around, or I need to move this over. So I'll just grab that and turn it around, I think. All right. Buckle would be like here. Yeah, that makes a little more sense. I'm gonna add a couple more loops here just so I can move this a little easier. I think that ends there. Maybe one here. Let's do a few. All right. Then I'll use that, well, I'll just do it by hand. All right, and anywhere where it kind of dips down now that I don't need, I can just delete this loop. And I can even delete this loop and then add another one. And then that keeps it clean. Like that's what I'm trying to do, is keep it as clean as possible. So now if I turn on my dynamic subdivision level, all right, that buckle is, so the buckle needs to be wider, first of all. That's no problem. So just widen this. You need to widen the whole thing. Oops. All right, so now if I bring back everything and turn on dynamic, it's looking better. And again, this is a stylized piece, so I want it to feel kind of chunky. You know, that's the deal with this. So let's grab this piece, and I want to move it a little bit. Like that. I don't know what's up with this music. Let me change this song. Hopefully it's better. All right. So now what we could do is go through and add some holes to this with the Boolean functions. But I think before I do that, I'm going to make a couple more straps because right now this holster is just kind of floating above her. So let's get that straightened out. Like the gun isn't even fitting in it really. So let's go to my curved tube strap. And let's do something like this. No, that's too big. And you can see these start off very, like, for lack of a better word, like real loose. I don't even think I'm gonna do it that way. I'm going to go to her shirt, her blouse, hide everything else. And now I can just do something like this. That's better. Split unmasked. Delete that. Come down here. And I don't want these end caps, like, because they cross over each other, they make it impossible for me to do any like real nice bevels and stuff like that. So I'm just going to delete the ends. I'm going to isolate those. Like that. Delete them. Delete hidden. And I could now, if I want to, just close the holes with the Z modeler. Just grab an edge, bridge, and click, click. Click, click, like that, right? And then now if I wanted to isolate just that entire edge loop, I can go back to my, man, it's doing a lot of auto saving. Let's get some more, see if I missed anything in the chat. Oh no, don't do that. All right, let's see. Have you been using the new ZBrush features a lot? Take that in. You know what? I haven't really dug into those yet because I've been working on a project, but I can't wait to mess with the the thick skin, or whatever it's called, thick something. Polygroup by polyloop. Here you go. All right, cool. So that's isolated. Now I can hide that if I want. Or maybe not. Whatever. And now I can just kind of move this to where I want it. And what I want to do is tuck this into the other strap. So let's do something like that. Same deal for this one. Solo out. Right. And if you guys like this stream, like I said, I'll be doing my own continuation of this. I'll just keep going where I left off tomorrow on my YouTube page. It's just Mike T Artwork without the S. And so you can see more, ask questions. Good thing about that stream is that there's plenty of profanity. No, I'm just kidding. No, in that stream I can do stuff like, you know, switch over to Photoshop and work for a while, or jump into, you know, Substance Painter and things that aren't necessarily ZBrush, but are ZBrush related. So I would suggest, if you're not already, give me a follow on my YouTube page so you don't miss any, streams. Tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern, every Friday, I will be on doing more of this. So join me, won't you? All right. So for this strap, I don't want it to stick too far out from her body. Like I said, I am printing this. So more often than not, what I would probably do here is draft it to the body. And then that way, when I print it, it's nice and clean. All right, so then that would be that strap. Let's go through now, and like I said, I want that to stick to the body there. So I'm going to hide. I don't want to hide any of this stuff. Let's see, insert a loop. There you go. All right, so I'm gonna hide that middle span. I'm going to auto group here, and then I'm gonna hide the back, that, and I'm gonna delete hidden. So delete hidden. All right, turn off double. So I want this to go into the body, right? Her body is there. So if I turn it around and it disappears because it's only got the front face. So I flip it. So now I can extrude it into the body, and I'll go pretty deep on this. So just switch to extrude, polygroup all, and really just drag it out. like that. So now I know for a fact it's going to be, even when I pose her, that's going to be like embedded in her chest. And I don't have to worry about any problems when it comes print time. All right, so soloed out again. Let's insert a loop here. I'm going to get rid of the middle one and insert a couple loops on the side here like this, and hit dynamic. Oh, I want this edge tight too. So now dynamic, and one over here as well. I could crease this too if I want to. So sometimes I crease, sometimes I add loops. Sometimes I rhyme quick, sometimes I rhyme slow, you know, or the other way around. Whoa, got a follower. Thank you. Subscriber. Thank you, thank you. What's that say? Colton? Colin? Colin and Carmen, thank you for subscribing. Appreciate it. My other screen is mad small, you guys. And fun fact, I'm getting older, so my eyesight is not as good as it used to be. So if I screw up your name, please forgive me. All right, if I hide this gun, I think I'll be able to see what's going on a little better. So let's hide the gun, strap, there you go. All right. I have no music. Still going? No, it's coming. Let me know if you guys dig the music too. All right, so now that should go right into the holster, which it does. Like that. Holster probably needs to be rotated, and then the gun would be rotated too. So let's do that. Rotate this way, down. Rotate this way. Bring it into the body. So next stream, I'm going to do a little something. The guys at Pixelogic, I'm teaching a class for a school called CG Spectrum. And I teach intro to concept art. Oh, stop playing music. Play again, will you? There you go. I teach intro to concept art. So, so the Pixelogic guys are letting me use a version of ZBrush Core. Not Core Mini, but actual Core. So I think next time what I'll do to just say thank you is I'm going to work in Core. So if you guys don't own the full version of ZBrush, you'll be able to see that it does a lot of stuff. I mean, it doesn't have all the brushes that the full version of ZBrush has, but if you're new to sculpting, you know, want to decide whether you want to make that investment, or even if you enjoy it, Core is a nice alternative. So I'll be working in that, I think, on my next stream. More of this kind of stuff, but done with Core. All right. This is gonna have to rotate out because those hips are too thick, y'all, for this gun. All right, maybe it's gonna have to rotate this way. I'll just do it like that. And then I'll bring that holster back kind of over again. There you go. Grab the holster. This is a little too chill for me. Let's go to this one. Let's try this one. It's not gonna put me to sleep over that other one. Yeah, this is more my speed. All right, cool. So now we have that. Let's look at what needs to be done yet. So if I go back to my original sketch, I got to do her arm. I have to put the pinstripes on her pants. Let's do that first, because I do want to detail these pants. I'll put in a few wrinkles here and there. Let's do that. And I think I have the wrong knee pads on. I do, actually. Let's see. New around the Z Block. What is up, Reagan? Stormcraft, best name ever. Mari Cat, music did stop. Thank you. Andy, thank you. Yeah, the Ask ZBrush stuff is great. Looking amazing. Thanks, Von Burke. Thank you, Mari. Temple Rogers, what's the backtrack? Is that? I don't know. You know what? I gotta look right when it's playing because I missed it. Thick thighs save lives. Word. That is, you know what? Truer words have never been spoken. It's true. It's a true thing. She's thick. Bam. What you know about it? All right. So now what I wanted to do last time is I want to put like a little edge around her knee pad. So I saved the original. This is what I used to make those knee pads. This piece here. And you see I just added some loops and kind of push those loops in. So if we go over here and turn off dynamic, it looks like this. Turn on dynamic and it turns into knee pads. So I saved this one because what I want to do is, thanks Donald, Kenny, that was a huge gun. Yeah, she's got a big gun. Thank you. All right, guys. So what I want to do is let's isolate the entire outer loop. So I'll go back to my Z modeler, poly group by poly loop, loop it on up like that. And I'm gonna hide everything except for the outer edge like that. Okay, so then I can delete hidden. And I also want to get rid of some of these extra loops because I don't need them anymore. Let's get rid of that, and that. All right, that's cool. Before I extrude this, I want to kind of even it out. So let's get it kind of looking a little even. This is how I make all of my hard surface kind of stuff is, let's turn on double so I can see it. Be a good idea. There you go. Oh, I didn't delete the insides. Let's delete those as well. Those loops. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. All right, cool. Yeah, so I use ZModeler for everything. If you are new to checking out my streams, I don't have a big 3D background. I'm a painter, an illustrator by trade. Like that's how I make a living, is painting stuff for movie posters and toy packages. So like this is what I do, like this guy. That's me, right? So I make a living doing that for people like Hasbro and Marvel and blah, 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 blah. So that's why I'm not really great when it comes to, and when I say not really great, I mean not good at all at 3D packages like Maya and, the traditional ones, Max, stuff like that. I am teaching a class now for a school called CG Spectrum, and I'm developing a course that uses Blender. So guess what? I'm learning Blender. Always said I wasn't gonna dip my toe into the Blender pool, but I can't front. It's a dope application. It does some really cool stuff. So I am I'm learning that for this curriculum, and but I'd say all that to tell you this: ZModeler kind of saved my workflow. Turn off double. So I want these to extrude outwards, right? So if we go back and look at the pad, there's the pad right there. I want an edge going around it So now if I come over here and go to extrude, polygroup all, same workflow I've been doing for the entire stream. It's 210 now. It's what I've been doing for an hour, you guys, is this. Okay. So now if I hit dynamic, it turns into something like this, and I can move it so that it's on the outside of her knee pad. Right, just using move tool, kind of getting that where I want it. And everything stays clean, right? Because I'm working at really low polygon counts here. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Delete. I'm working at low polygon counts. So what that means is this can be incredibly clean. And for this new style that I'm playing around with, like, that's my thing, is I want it to be really clean. My friend Brad, who I mention in every stream, is printing the Iron Fist, and it looks crazy. It's so crispy. So I want to do all these guys together, so I can have my heroes on the desk here. I'll eventually move on to some more mainstream guys, but for now, this is what I want to do, is these guys. These are the comic books I got when I got good grades in school. My dad would bring home Luke Cage and the Falcon. You know, back then he was the Black Falcon. And what else? What else did he bring me? Spider-Man, of course. You got it, Spider-Man. So I will be doing Miles Morales soon. I saw that my friend Joe Minna just posted yesterday. I was going to do Miles today, but he just posted this piece that he did for Gentle Giant of his Miles Morales, which was dope. So I didn't want to like distract from the fact that he just put out a really hot piece. So maybe I'll do Miles on my thing. Playing the game right now, it's very cool, by the way. All right, so you can see this is kind of what I have for the outer edge. So now if I go and turn off the poly group, it's looking kind of crazy. Let's push it in. Got it pulled out too far. Okay, something like this. And now if I add color to everything, you can see it looks like pads. It looks a little too much like the pads actually. So let's make it maybe a little darker. A little darker. Select it and do color fill. Maybe lighter. Color fill. Yeah, that looks good. All right, cool. So that'll do. That zipper is bothering me. I don't like that zipper color. I'm gonna make it gold again. I can't help myself. Color. My ref is always in the way. Color fill. There you go. And all right, so let's do a quick render and see how we're looking here. Oh, I didn't change her shoes. Let's change those shoes also. Oh man, the thing is always like right in the way. Get out of here. I'm moving it. It's really annoying. Color fill. So. Why do those knee pads look so dark now? Oh, because I have this on. Switch back. There you go. And maybe let's make the knee pads a little shinier. So if I come over here and select the basic material 2, it'll add some spec to it. All right, what am I missing in chat? Dope Hope. What's up, Dope Hope? Yo, Dope Hope is, if you don't know, follow him immediately. He's got the best name in the industry, and he does these, like, all of the Godzilla King of Monsters characters. It's crazy. Very cool. And a very cool dude, by the way. So, big shout out to Mr. Pope, the dopest of dope popes. If there are any other out there. Let's see, outline, let's try that. I don't like that. I don't normally mess with the materials, but for this one, I just wanna pop it. Nah, I don't want that. I wanna pop it so I can see some stuff while I'm working here. Let's do basic material 2. Yeah. Color. All right, cool. And now go back to my startup. Let's do a render real quick. Let's get the light turned up. That light a little bit. Let's get that bounce light in building. And let's do a render real quick. Did you make pads with panel loops? Sorry, just joined. Yeah, so the pads were made. No, I didn't use panel loops. I'm not good at panel loops. Like, I kind of got on ZBrush after. I got on around 4R6, and everybody was really using panel loops to do some really cool, like cool mech stuff, hard surface stuff. But I'm not that great at it. So no, I used ZModeler and just added loops to make them. So yeah, if we look here at our piece, this is not too shabby. I'm not mad at her. All right, so let's keep going. See what else is going. Only trying to help stop spamming words, phrases, warning. I don't know what that means. Okay, sir, what? How to remove poly paint from your model. Okay, I'll show you. So let's say that for whatever reason, I didn't like her face. Okay. If I wanted to get rid of the poly paint, let's isolate her out. And let's make the light in the middle so we can see it nice and clean. That. All right, so if I didn't like this poly paint, if I go to my flat, you can really see it. Flat color. All right, so there's just some slight painting going on there. If I wanted to get rid of this, what I could do is switch to flat color, set it to white, switch to MRGB, which fills it with the material and the color. And then I would do color, fill. And, oh, I have her eyebrows masked. All right, so color, fill, right? Now if I go back to any material, come on, dude. Go to any material, now she looks like this again, right? Which is nothing. So I don't like that, so I'm putting the color back. I think that's way better. And there we go. That's one to grow on. All right, let's add the, all right. The way I want to do the detailing on her pants is going to be a little different. So if I come over here to my sketch, they kind of go like this on the hip and then down the leg. So the way I want to do this is, like, here's the reference. The way I want to do this is I'm going to duplicate this tool, just the pants. So let's get rid of everything else and hit clone. All right, so now I have just her pants, and I'm going to duplicate that just so I don't mess up anything I have. Let's turn off the color. Okay. And let's do two things. I want to join her feet to her pants. So let's go to the shoes. They have everything but the heel. So let's copy those. Subtool copy. Come back to the pants and paste. All right, so now we got this. All right, these two. And this is how I just did a piece statue for somebody, and I had to do a lot of cutting and keying, and this is how I kind of did it. So now what I'll do is I can go to the Boolean, turn on live Boolean, and go down to Boolean here, right? I have everything that I want as one thing, and I'll hit make Boolean mesh. So that'll calculate like that. Now it should be a union mesh, which is right here, right? Looks crazy because it did, like the poly painting just kind of confused it. But I'll do that thing I just showed you where I fill it with just a flat fill of white. All right, now I'm good to go. All right, come on, baby. Come on. Startup material. There you go. All right, cool. So now if we look at this, you can see it's gonna need some cleanup, but for the most part, it's pretty clean. If I come over here, this is what it looks like. Wow, that's crazy. What's going on there? I don't know what that is. Let's make it one group. I don't know what happened there. All right, that's bananas. But I don't really care because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, what is that? I don't know. All right, not sweating it. All right, what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to switch to Sculptris Pro, and I'm gonna smooth out these areas. So I get rid of, let's make sure I don't. All right, let's turn on symmetry. Symmetry's on. Now I'm gonna smooth out these areas where it transitions so I don't have that hard line. Okay. And I can come back and sculpt that ankle a little better if I want to. But for now, I'm not worried about that. I just want it to look kind of like this. Okay. So it's pretty clean. Okay, like this. And I'm just smoothing it until I get something I like. All right, good enough. So now I'll take this. I'm going to duplicate it just to be safe. I'm going to hold down Alt or Option on a Mac and click on this little line here, the time slider thing. And now I've just saved a history state. And now what I can do is go to Geometry, Geometry, Z-Remesher. I'm going to click on Detect Edges and Keep Loops, or Keep Groups. I really don't care about groups because I think I just grouped it all as one thing. Yeah, the groups are whack anyway, so I'm not gonna worry about groups right now. But I am going to turn down my adaptive size to 0 and turn up my curve strength a little bit. And I want to now do a Z-Remesh. Let's turn on the wacky the topology here. And let's do a Z-Remesh and see what this looks like here. Meanwhile, I'll read the chat. What's up, Subham? Subham Gupta. What's up? John Twig Hyde. Oh, yeah. That's a pretty thing, y'all. Almost. I don't know what's going on there. Come on, man. All right, it's close. It's close. It couldn't handle the posterior there. There was too much going on to confuse ZBrush. So let's do this. All right, I'm gonna try something different here. What I will do is I want to, let's turn that off. I want to group her like bikini area. And then that way it's going to make it so that it's set apart from the legs. Yeah. Close. Let's try to do it like that. Yeah, that'll do. All right. So now what I can do, I'll do that. All right. Now what I can do is I can group that. All right. So now that's a separate group from the rest of this. Let's do this. I'm going to isolate that. I'm going to group everything up from the knee as a group, hide that. I'm going to group everything from the foot to the ankle as a group. Okay. All right. And then the foot is its own thing. And in fact, let's do this, because I'm probably going to want to bend her toes a little bit. All right, so now it's hard to see, but those are all their own groups. I don't know, again, I don't know what Boolean did here, but it's going to be fine. So now we'll turn on that keep groups, and now we should be able to do this. Let's make a copy of it, or not a copy, but a history state save. Now it should work. So let's do ZRemesher. I'm gonna have a sip of water. ZRemesher sometimes will make like the most amazing spot-on ZRemesh ever. Like that is pretty damn nice, actually. Oh man, score, that's it. Yeah, I couldn't ask for better than that. That'll do. All right, so now we have our legs and feet together. They're way clean, and I can now project that detail back. So let's go to Subtools. I will now make a, I'll divide this a couple times, like I'll divide it once and hit project. And it should bring back that detail. Yes. All right, see those, you see the creases coming back here? Let's divide it again. Project. It's getting a little more crispy, one more time. Project. There you go. All right, so there you go. Now that's all one mesh. It's looking sweet. I can step down and I have really good topology to work from. So if I wanted to make UVs and do stuff, I totally could. So let's see. Now I'm gonna take this, copy it, go back to my master. I don't need these feet anymore, so they're history. Delete the feet, by feet. Let's get to the legs. All right, by legs, delete. Okay, and now paste. Okay, they're my new legs. And now I'll just assign that material again, which is underneath of the thing, of course. Is that the one I used? Let me see something. Let's turn on everything. Why does it look different? Maybe I have color on the other one. I do. All right, so let's fill object. There you go. And go back to startup. Boom. Now, if I step down and go to poly fill, you can see that that is divided. Now I can pose her. It's crispy now. I have really nice breaks to do what I want to do. And I'm good to go. So I think what I'll do now, because this looks as clean as it does, is I can make those, the detailing on her thighs and legs, the stripe, using what I have here, which is, I've done that before. So I'm gonna go back to this one. No, sorry, this one. And I will, what do I wanna do? All right, I'm going to keep just the upper legs and the, like everything but the feet here. I think I'm gonna keep. So, do I wanna do it this way? Nah, you know what? I'm gonna cut it. All right, so let's do this actually. Step down. And I'm gonna use the slice curve. Because the edge of her waist really isn't exactly right. But I'll slice curve it like something's not working right. Let's see. I might have had her feet hidden. Let's see. No, I didn't. Slice curve working? It's not working. Why is it not working? Oh, actually step up. I'm going to delete lower. Duplicate this. Delete lower. There you go. All right. So now I'm going to slice curve the waist again. Okay. I only really care about the front, so let's do this. I'm just gonna hide it manually. All right. Okay, we'll group this. All right, now that's its own group. And what I'm gonna do here is I'll turn off symmetry. And I'm going to use my slice curve to get exactly what I want here. So I will do a slice here, like this. And then I'm going to slice up and make a little kind of a curve here. And let's do it up to, I want it to kind of wrap around her legs, so I'm going to do mine a little more extreme like that. Okay. So that I like. Now I can mirror it and mirror and weld. So I have that on both parts here. And I can start to isolate stuff that I want to group together. So that. Okay. This is all one group. I actually don't want this part down here, so let's hide that. Hide that. That's one group. And this part is going to be another, you know what? Hold on. Take that too. All right. I'm going to group all that together as one thing, and then I'll group everything else as another thing. There you go. So that's kind of the shape that I want for those lines on her pants. And that's going to give me a nice cut in the back too, which I can maybe use for a seam, which will look pretty cool. So now what I can do is I can hide everything but this and frame the mesh. Right? So I don't know if you guys can see it, but I just added a frame to that mesh. And if I unhide the other stuff and I go to my curve tube and click, look at that. Follows it around. Look how pretty that is. All right, so it didn't get both sides, which is okay because I only really need one right now. And so I will say I like that. And I will split the unmasked part. I just realized I haven't saved anything today. Let's save. It's not a good move. Save, yes. Be bummed out if I did all this and then lost everything in the last 5 minutes. All right, let's see what I missed. Oh, the reference tool for the window is called PureRef, E-U-R-R-E-F. No guides. Hello, what's the shortcut to group your mask? Control W. Yeah, yes. Control W, yeah. Come over here. Is it Control W? Now you got me wondering. Yeah, Control W. All right. What's the reason for the history state save? So the reason for that was because I did I projected back the details after I Z-remeshed it. So when I Z-remeshed it, I lost the little, there wasn't a whole lot of detail to begin with here on this one, but I had some wrinkles and stuff that I brought back. So everything from this was projected down onto this, except now I have a really nice, clean mesh. All right, so let's come back over here. I have now my loop, which is perfect. I'm really happy with that. So let's go mirror and weld. It's gonna be good. This is gonna be real good. So now what I can do is I can take this thing and let's clean it up here and maybe detail it some. I definitely want to keep that nice little crisp angle here. So I will use my crease and I'll crease this loop here. If I turn on, there you go. I just turned on symmetry. So now I just did that to both sides. Probably want to do it on the waist too, because that's going to be hidden in her belt. And let's see what this looks like. Turn on dynamic. It's looking kind of clean. All right, I'm going to crease the inside edge, both of these. And now do dynamic. Okay. And then I'll do it for the outside as well. Let's do that. One there and one there. Okay. So now it should look, there you go. It looks super, super like square, which is okay because this crease level now is set to 15, right? Way higher than I need because I only have 2 subdivision levels. So I'm going to turn this crease level down to 2, and then I'm going to turn the subdivision level up to like 4. And you see how that crease got a little softer on the edge? Looks like a little bit of a bevel now. That's what I want. So if I go back and I turn my pants on, and unhide the other part. Unhide the other part. See, now I have this. Which is looking pretty good after the autosave. Let's go. All right. It's thicker than I want, but that's okay because what I'm going to do now is I will go and let's do this. Step back over here. If I want to get this thinner, I can, let's do an insert now. And I can be real precise with it. So I'm going to do an insert here. Let's do it here, like that. Okay. Turn off dynamic. That goes all the way around. And I'm only concerned with this loop. So I'm going to polygroup this. Polygroup by polyloop like I did before, like that. Okay. And I only want that piece to show. So go and hide everything else. Like that. Maybe I want it a little bit thinner. So let's do this. I'll make another edge there and polygroup this by polyloop. Okay, like that. So now I can hide, oops, I can hide everything except for this pink part, delete it like I did before. Okay, now flip it. And I'm going to extrude this, and it's going to go all the way into her pants, like deep. So I don't have to worry about, when I print this, having a piece that kind of buckles out and has a pucker that's going to be a problem with the resin printer. So now I can go extrude. Am I doing it on time? It's almost 3. I got about another hour. Extrude this in like crazy deep, super deep. All right, so like that. I'm going to crease this edge. Crease this edge. Make sure all of these edges are creased again, which I think they are. The crease level is 2. Now if I turn on dynamic, that's looking better. Did I delete the other ones? I think I did. Did I? Yeah, I did. Okay. All right, cool. So now if I turn those pants on, that's more like what I'm looking for. All right, I like that. Pull it up where it needs to be pulled up. All right, so that's super clean. Everything needs to be clean. Like, I can't stress that enough. I'm going for something that looks like it's almost, I don't know, I want it to look almost like a toy when I'm done. Like super, super, super clean. Okay, so I know there's gonna be knee pads there. I don't want this sticking out beyond it. So I'll call this now, rename. I'll call this my pant detail and copy it and go back to my other piece here. Let's turn this up, rename this to lower, because it's now the pants and the shoes. And now I can paste. There's my stripe. Make sure that that stripe is kind of terminating inside of the knee pad like that. And I want it to be the same color as, well, I want it to be gray actually. So let's pick like a gray color and fill with only the color. Okay, come back to the pants and turn on the color for that. All right, so now we have a little stripe thing. Okay, don't know if I'm gonna keep it all the way around. Maybe not, but for now this works. All right, let's see if I have any questions here. Oh, I got a lot. Wrinkles and pants look really nice. Oh, thank you. Let's see, pure ref. Why not use thickness and dynamic subdivision? I forget that that's there from time to time. Like, I mean, honestly, like, I know that's a dope feature, but because I want actual geometry. I don't know. I forget it's there. There's no excuse. I could use that too. Thank you for calling me out, Lee M. Smith. I feel real dumb right now. Micah Pixlogic about PureRef. Has any better library runner? Has and better. I like it. General rules for mesh intersecting in 3D printing. What about them, Kenny? Tell me what you're talking about, bro. Where can I follow Mike on YouTube? Thanks for asking, Reagan Stormcraft. At the top, you can see Mike T Artworks and a little YouTube thing. Down at the bottom, it says Mike Drops Friday Night Live, and there's my YouTube there. Follow either one of those, and you can see me continue this tomorrow on my Friday night stream. I'll be doing more of this and taking more questions. So, thank you. But I'll type it here just to be sure. There you go. Okay, let's see. The link, okay. Thank you. It's on the bottom of the screen, thank you. That's just curious. Just curious. The inspiration. Hey, thank you. Thank you very much. What can you do to have parts of your model intersecting for 3D, but apparently not? No, it's okay. Because what's going to happen is after this is set up for print, this is going to be hollow. So what I normally do is I Dynamesh everything together when it's done. And then if I was to run a like a Boolean square and run it through it, it's a perfectly clean mesh on the inside. There's nothing there. Thanks, Reagan. All right, cool. So now we have the pants are done. What else is on my sketch that I wanted to do? I think it was the hand, and then we can get into some arm stuff. Yeah, okay. So the hand is gonna wrap around. I know for a fact she's going to have two in the pose I wanna do, which is, what's the pose I wanna do? I think I want to do this pose. It's either this one or, crap, I was looking at two different poses. No, sorry. It's this pose. This pose right here is fresh. I'm doing that. So her hands are open, which means that I want to make it so that her sleeve goes down and intersects her thumb. So let's do that now. That's easy enough. Just grab that arm. I'm going to first save a history point in case I do something that I don't like. And let's now do this on its own thing. Just like I like to always clone stuff, and then I don't mess up the actual deal. So I'll take that. I'll take her arm, copy, and paste her arm, and I want her hand. And I have all these separate because I didn't know how extreme I was gonna do the pose. So I wanted her arms to be separate from her hand. Hands, right? Hands. Copy. Paste. All right, paste. But what I could do is I could Boolean those together now, actually. There's going to be a cut line from her blouse anyway. And then on the metal hand, there's going to be a cut line because it's a metal hand anyway. So these hands don't have to be joined, and I can hide them in the cuts. So I'm not really sweating it. Let's turn off symmetry. Oh, come on. And you're probably wondering, why does she have square fingers? Because these models I'm working on are They're supposed to be chunky and stylized. This all started with this Black Dynamite piece I did a while ago. If you haven't seen Black Dynamite, stop everything you're doing. I don't even care if you leave. Go watch Black Dynamite and then come back. But this is, I'm kidding, don't leave. This is what I want the hands kind of to feel like. Super chunky and square. That, right? So I did that for this guy. You can see he also has kind of square hands. And this is the look that I want this piece to have when it's done. It's very, still superhero, still, you know, dynamic, but stylized. So, and that Iron Fist, if you want to see how I did that, look at the older ZBrush live streams for the last month or so. That's what I was working on. All right, so we need to make the gun too, the slide shotgun, the pump shotgun. So I'll do that right after I get this shirt squared away. All right, so I'm going to move this out of the way. And I don't need both hands. I'm gonna hide this one, delete hidden. All right, now we have just this blouse. I'm gonna duplicate it in case I mess it up. You guys already know. Let's step down to the lowest sub D level, which is here. And let's turn off the material and hide that. I don't know why that's a different sub tool, but it's okay. So what I'm gonna do here, this is gonna get a little bit janky, but it's okay. I'm going to group just this part. Do I want to group it? Yeah, I can group it. All right, so I'm gonna group. No, I don't want to open anything. What are you talking about? All right, I'm gonna group that. And now I'm going to mask everything but that. So if I hold Alt with my gizmo on the screen and click on the thing, it masks everything except for what I want to mess with. So that's cool. Now I'm going to use that move infinite depth that I was talking about earlier because I want to make sure I'm moving both sides for now. So I will go B for brush, M for move, D for depth. I like doing it that way because I sound like Mike Pavlovich. He's like crazy with the, let's see, currently has no, I don't want to do that. He's memorized everything with ZBrush. So it's the one time when I can sound like he sounds. Shout out to Mike Pavlovich. All right, so at this point now, all I'm doing is I'm just kind of moving this around until I get it where I want it. And I like these kind of sleeves on women's blouses. This is kind of a dope look when it does this. Feels like something they would wear in the future. Uh-oh. All right. Now the reason I did that is because I still have Sculptris Pro turned on. I'm gonna turn that off, and then I can just, when I smooth it, it's just gonna relax these points a little bit. Okay. And then I can keep moving it until I get it where I want it. Oh, the reason it did that is because I'm still on the move infinite depth and it pulled from the other side. I want just a regular move brush now. Now what that'll do is it only pulls the faces that are like it's facing the camera. All right, so now I can split it out. Nice, new follower. Havath, I think. Man, I'm butchering names. Reagan, thanks. Sorry. Please get used to me butchering your name. That's not a sign of disrespect. I'm just not good at names. Oh, snap, I'm gonna roll. What's up? Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys. Christy Ford. That I can see. All right. So that will do for that for now, right? That's okay. Smooth it out a little bit. Relax those polys. Okay. All right, I like it. So close enough for this. And now we can take this shirt. This poly group is bothering me. Like my ADHD won't let me not see this. Let me group these again. W. There you go. All right. So now I can add a few more loops down here if I want to, because there's no subdivision levels. So let's add a few extra edge loops, insert some edge loops, just so it doesn't get too crazy. And now when I smooth it, it gets kind of nice actually. Okay, so. Now at some point what I'll do is I will actually Boolean or cut out a hole and shape it so that it's a little cleaner here. But for now, because I don't have her hand posed, it's kind of doesn't make sense to do that. But I like that. Her arm is feeling a little long. Let's shorten it some. So I'm gonna do this, start masking things here. And same deal with her arm mask. Kind of smooth the mask a little bit. Okay. Now if I unhide everything and I go back to this and go to my gizmo, line it up with this arm. And kind of center it. Okay, that's cool. So now if I turn on, check all these little boxes over here on the Gizmo 3D, I call them pizza boxes. If I turn on all the pizza boxes here, what that's gonna do is anything that's visible and unmasked is gonna move at once. So if I wanted to stretch her arm out, I could. If I want to shrink her arm, I can. And I think I just want to shrink it a little bit. Maybe I'll rotate it this way. A little bit. Okay. And then just kind of smooth it a little and fix it. All right. So I want it to look feminine. I don't want her to look too muscular. I do want her to have some definition in the arm though. So, but I definitely don't want her to feel like He-Man. So now let's turn off polygroup, step up in the subdivision. Oh, I don't have any subdivision lines, didn't know. Let's turn on dynamic, and that's cool. All right, so now what I can do is I can, I think I want to, oh, I knew there was a reason why I didn't worry about the arm. So I'm not gonna see her arm, so there's no need for it at all, right? So all I care about is her hand and her blouse. So I'm gonna copy the, I'll just move that other hand, but I'm just gonna copy her blouse here, rename it good top, copy, go back to my other one, go back to that and hide it and move it to the bottom because I might need it. So I'm not going to delete it just yet, but I'm going to move it to the bottom stack. You can see I have stuff here that I was using to make pieces before and I never deleted. I usually go in and clean all that stuff up after I'm really happy with it. So now I'll go back over here and I will paste in the top. All right, so that's cool. All right, you can see where her arm is too long here. Like I said, I don't care about that arm anymore. So I'm going to hide the arm. All right, solo it, push it to the bottom and turn it off. And then I'll go back up here and click on the blouse and turn on everything. Now the hand doesn't line up, so let's move that hand up a little bit. I'm gonna move both of these hands, and then what'll happen is I'll know how far to move that other arm up. So let's go here. Let's kind of center it on the hand. It's saving. Glad something's saving. I'm not saving. Let's see what else I missed here. Thanks, Alex. Will you be 3D printing? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, so I'm 3D printing this one. My friend Brad is actually helping me out with that. We started 3D printing the this guy, which looks crazy. It's so clean. Like, it's so clean right now. But he did the fire and that part worked out, and so I might make, I know I'm gonna make a silicone mold for the fire because I wanna cast it in a clear resin and then add those colors so that it looks like fire. So yeah, now this is what happens when you're in between jobs. Like I have 2 clients that I'm waiting on approvals to start a job. So I've been, oops. See, now what just happened is I have everything checked here. So if I was to manipulate this, everything gets messed up. See that? That's not what I want. So I'm gonna uncheck those boxes. Now I'll just move the hand. And also I think what I wanna do is turn on, do I wanna turn on LSIM? I don't need to. All right, so I'm just gonna move this kind of in position. All right, yeah, so I like that. That looks good. Okay, so let's save it before I lose it. Let's do a render. Let's turn our perspective maybe. And turn up my light. Let's do a BPR. Okay. Yes. Oh man. Okay. Okay. I see what's happening. I must have the little paintbrushes turned off for some of the stuff I do. Let's turn those back on. It's like, what happened to the color on my stuff? All right. So now let's check her out. Turn off the perspective. Okay, so what else do I have to do here? Thanks, man. We need to have a look at the print version. Yeah, you know what? Tune in tomorrow night on my stream, and I'll show you what I got so far, or what my friend Brad has so far. Actually, he's printing it for me. All right, so let's add some wrinkles because right now, like, it looks real sterile. This I can't say sterile, sterile, whatever. Don't judge me. Oh, before I do, if I go back to my reference, I do notice that her collar is a little flipped out, and I like that. So let's look at that. That's why I kept it low. So now I can come back over here and mask just the collar. Okay, and let's unmask the back. Oops. Let's see something. All right, I'm gonna try it with a gizmo. Let's try it with a gizmo and see what happens. Turn off dynamic. Actually, let's turn off color too. Just making it hard to see what's going on. Wait, what just happened? Hold on a second, you guys. Turn off the color. Okay, there you go. There you go. So now, let's try to. That's what I want. That's what I want right there. Just want to spread it out a little bit. That. Okay. And then I can just kind of move stuff back where it needs to be. Let's hide the afro. She's got a righteous afro. It gets in the way sometimes. Now she looks like she's in the Dora Milaje. See, those are the kind of gems I'll be dropping in my personal stream. This is all that kind of nerd knowledge, you guys. You know what the Dora Milaje is? You definitely need to join my stream. You're going to enjoy it. If you don't know what it is, I don't know what to say. How'd you miss Black Panther? Got to go back and watch Black Panther. All right, let's go to light and turn off that bounce light because it's making it too hard to see what's happening. And turn down the other one. Center it up. There you go. That's better. Okay. So now, what are we going to do now? All right. I feel like I don't want to subdivide this yet. I could, but I don't want to. So let's do this. Let's make this gun. I think I have enough time. Oh yeah, I got an hour left. All right, so let's, for our arm too, I saw this person did this really dope cosplay based off of the artwork for the comic book. And I'm gonna do that to her arm as well. Like add that detailing, is pretty fresh. Definitely gonna do that. That cosplay is crazy, you guys. Let's make this gun right quick. Is this a Mossberg? I don't know anything about guns. Probably shouldn't have said that. I know everything about guns, you guys. I don't know anything about guns. All right, so I'm gonna make this gun that she's holding here. So I'm gonna do that like I do everything. ZModeler, ZModeler, ZModeler. First I'm gonna save. So tools, save, get out of here, get out of the way, save. Yes. She kind of looks dope bald, actually. All right. Oh, just so you know, if you're one of my friends on Facebook, I posted a picture. I did a sketch of this figure before I added the clothes as Storm. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Yeah, here it is. So it was fast, like real, like quick and dirty, but I'm gonna do a Storm, by the way. All right, just a little aside. Okay, so let's make the gun now. I'm gonna put this on the other screen so I have some more real estate. Lieutenant Slug, what's going on? Looks more like a version of a Remington 870. There you go. See, that's what I need. Somebody to just drop that gun knowledge on me. Got a question. Let's see. Spy 3D print relevant in the software. I have some holes in my model. I thought ZBrush unifying all the parts, which seems like the double parts. Pants and shirt have thickness. All right, do this. Email me what it is. And let me look at it. And then tomorrow, pop in my other stream and I'll tell you what I think might be the problem. That's for Vec, by the way. What's up, more RAM? You never have enough more RAM. Boy Sky, OMG high. Really like a hole. How long do you need for a Chara like that? What's a Chara? I don't know what that is. All right, let's get on this gun. So what I'm gonna do for this is go to my subtools. I really have to make groups. This is crazy. This is like crazy. I got mad parts here for this. I'm going to duplicate this. This is how I end up with so many daggone subtools. And bring it down to the bottom of the stack. All right. And let's move it off. Now, oops, let's move it off. Now, I don't really care about the shape of this because I'm just gonna go here and make another cube. It's a Q cube, turn off dynamic. It's centered in the world, which is what I want. And now I can kind of frame up on it. Let's move it closer to her so I can tell what's going on with my scale. Okay. And stretch it out, shrink it down. Just going to make some primitives here for a while, so bear with me. It's not going to look pretty for a minute, but that's okay. This is like Minecraft gun. once I kind of get the parts together, then I can start to detail it. So I think, all right, now let's do this. I'm going to duplicate this, and I just want a sphere. I mean, not a sphere, sorry, a cylinder. All right, I'm going to auto group all of these so they're their own thing. Auto group. Okay. And then I can kind of select them and mask them at will. So for this, it's got kind of a curve to it. So I'm going to, how do I want to do this? Let's add some loops. I really only want to have this visible right now. So add a, oh, I can't with stuff hidden. All right, so I'm gonna hide deleted for now. Let's see. I don't want to have a ton of pieces here. So what I'm going to do is copy this. I'll clone this like I did before, and then I'll make it on another as another group of subtools. So copy, come over here and paste. There you go. All right. So what I'm looking at is this gun here, if you're wondering. I'm going to slit hidden. There you go. Now I can start doing some stuff. Let's turn it this way so I'm looking at what she has. And just insert some areas. Let's put one there. Delete that. And there and there. All right, so now I can start like moving stuff around and making it feel a little more like this thing. That. All right, let's see what this looks like right now. It's okay. Let's, all right, I want to do this. All right, I want to have a nice bevel that goes all the way around this. So what I can do is I'm going to do this a little different way than probably what you're expecting. I'm going to polygroup the edge here, like that. And then I'm going to extrude this edge, like that. And now what I can do is I can, okay, make sure I have symmetry turned on, and I can slide I can slide this edge loop down like that. Right? And then I can add some holding lines. Actually, let's just do some creasing. All right, so I'm going to get rid of this, get rid of this. And I'm going to do some selective creasing here. So crease, edge loop complete, that one, that one. I'm still going to need some holding lines here. So let's crease this line. And then I'm going to add a couple of extra loops here to hold these edges. This, right? Now if I hit dynamic, it's starting to look more like the shape I want. Close, but not exactly. So let's do this. Add a couple of holding lines here and here. And now do dynamic. There you go. All right, that's looking a little better. Oh, I see what I did. Oh, cool. Branchy Spas 12. All right, let's look that up. I'm gonna look that up. Let me write that down first of all. Jeez. Yes. 12. Good looking, Lee Smith. All right. All right. So mine's gonna be close to that, right? Don't get your hopes way too high. It's just gonna be close to it. Okay, so let's duplicate this, duplicate. Now I want to turn this into a cylinder. Where's my cylinder frame? I want the cylinder facing the other way. There you go, like that. Yeah, it's good. All right, W. Turn off dynamic. Goes this way. All right, take it easy. Dynamic. Mirror and weld. There you go. W. Make some copies. Making copies. All right. All right, those are probably too thick, so let's go to deformation and inflate with a negative inflate. Yeah, that's cool. All right, so now we want to set these as a negative to do a Boolean. Negative, boom, Boolean. All right, so a little rough, but this is kind of how I'm going to do this. Let's do this. I'm going to let's figure out this part here. This is actually 2 pieces. So yeah. All right, so I'm going to split this. A copy of it. That's not centered at all. All right, mirror and weld. No. Mirror and weld. There you go. All right. This piece looks like there's a taper to it. So I'm going to do it the quick and dirty way. Duplicate. Cube. Then I want to, I'm going to make a copy of this. Yeah, let's make a copy of this. Put it down there. There you go, center. let's do this, auto group and mask hidden, or split hidden rather, split unmasked rather. All right, that's cool. For this one, turn on dynamic and it gets a little too mushy. So let's add some holding lines here. All right. I'm gonna check the chat in a minute, guys. Sorry, I just want to get pushed through some of this first. And all I'm doing here is I'm using the Boolean. If you're new to ZBrush, I'm making the shapes, duplicating them, and then making what's called a Boolean into the underlying mesh, and then what that does is it will cut away from it, right? So now if I set this to negative and I turn off the thing, you can see that there is the cut into these little details. This obviously is cutting into it, so let's make that shorter. Let's see what it is. All right. Let's see what I missed. Do you use just polygroups? How do you select each one? So when you have a polygroup for something, if you just hold down Alt and click on it when you have the Gizmo 3D, it will select it. So that's how I do that. And so it's a really quick way to get what you want there. So I want this to cut through too. There you go. So now I just took that little block and I set it to negative and it cuts through there. So that's how that would look. Right. And I have these pieces are cutting in pretty like too deep actually. So let's go back to these pieces. And what I can do is if I turn on transparent, I can see them now. All right, so I can come over here and make sure I have symmetry turned on, which I do. And now I can, supposed to be able to, oh, you know what? Turn on local symmetry, or L symmetry rather. Oh, all right. All right, let's do this. I'll just move them out. Why is it doing that? All right. W. That's weird. Okay. All right, then let's do it this way. I'm going to hide half, delete hidden. Now I can shrink them. Oh, crap, I rotated them too. Okay. So hide half, delete hidden. Kind of pull them out of the mesh a little bit. All right, now mirror and weld. Now turn off transparency and you can see that they're cut in a little less deep now. Now also, if I was to say, all right, this is cool, but the edges are it's too square, right? It is too square. So I'm gonna hide everything but this. I'm gonna turn off dynamic. This is why I used holding lines instead of creasing it. So what I'm gonna do here is I will slide them. So now if I hover over a line and I switch to slide, now I can slide these back. And the further they are in from the edge, the softer this transition is going to be. All right, so if I turn on dynamic now, you see how it's more round? That's what I want. So I think I'm going to delete, let's see, I'm going to delete these all together. That, now hit dynamic. There you go. That's kind of more, that's more what I want. So I'm going to take this one and group it by itself. Okay, then I'll do a mirror and weld. Oops. Then I'll mirror and weld it like this. Now I can take just these and I can copy them and replace the other ones. So I'll just kind of get them in a general vicinity of where the other ones are, like this. I'm holding down Alt and pulling the unmasked area, and that's how it's able to just duplicate it like that. So just kind of do it until I get them fairly close to where I want them. That, right? And now, because the pink are all one poly group and they're the ones that I don't want, I can just hide everything but the pink ones, or hide the pink ones rather, and delete them, delete hidden. So now I have what I want. So if I go back and turn on this, it's softer. These aren't exactly lined up, so I would go in and kind of move them around until they are, you know, it's not hard. Just kind of slide them until they look a little better. Right, so now, and then even, let's do this, I'll even kind of flatten them like that. Okay, that's it's a little more like what I want. Okay, so if I turn off poly group, that's what I got. And it looks a little more like a shotgun. Little bit like a shotgun. The handle's crazy. But, so I have that, and then I can go and take this whole thing and let's grab just the back one again. Let's make sure I'm on it, which I am. All right, and I'm gonna, again, make a copy. Let's kind of line that up. There you go. Make a copy of that and start getting some of these other details. So I'm gonna, this time I'm gonna split hidden. So split unmasked, not split hidden, split unmasked. Come down here, and I don't want it to cut into this, like the slide. So what I'll do is I'll take that piece and select it like that. And I'm gonna move that underneath of the other pieces, so then they won't be affected. So I'll just come down, move that down like that. Now what you can see is by doing that, all the little indentations I made on that are still up here, and now they don't work anymore. So I just go up to those, select them, slide those down on the list as well underneath of that, and now they're back. And you can see that this piece doesn't affect the slide anymore. Right. So let's go back to this piece that I had originally, which is this one. Yeah. All right, I'm turning off dynamic, and I'm gonna scale this way. Right, and maybe it's not as deep, so slide that out a little bit. I don't know why it's weird. It's kind of, oh wait, am I going the right way? It's the front. All right. So I'm going to, before I do that, before I do anything else, I'm going to make a copy of this. This is how I do everything. I just make copies and move it, mess with it, and then like, boom, it's done. It's not a whole lot of whole lot of craziness going on. Maybe that's a little deeper. All right. So now I'll take this piece and I want to make sure that it's the same on both sides. So let's mirror and weld. All right, that didn't work. So now I'll mirror it first, then I'll mirror and weld. All right, that's cool. Then I'll turn on dynamic and that piece is rounded, which is cool. I don't want this big piece to be rounded. So what I'll do on this one is I will, I'm going to crease these edges. Let's see, actually, I will just pull the inserts a little further out to the side. That, now hit dynamic. I only did one side, let's see. Mirror, mirror, well, all right. And let's, for good measure, let's auto group them. Or just group them like that. So now I come back. All right, it's starting to look a little bit more gunny. That's a word. So let's come back up to the cylinders. Now, I want to take these cylinders and do stuff to them. So first I'm going to duplicate this. Duplicate. Again, I'm going to just turn one into a regular cylinder. Find the orientation I like, which is that. Same deal. Actually, let's do this. You. I want this edge to be nice and sharp that cuts in, right? This is just a cutter at this point, but I do want there to be a bevel on this. So what I'm gonna do is turn on transparency, and I can see that I have an edge loop right there, which is cool. I like that. I just had to make a lightsaber for somebody, and I did a lot of this kind of stuff. So I'm going to grab this, and all I did was I just made that part wider, that, and maybe bring it in. All right, let's solo it. All right, so now if I hit dynamic, see that nice little curve? This is gonna be a Boolean now. So if I take this back up to the slide part, and it's a negative, and I turn on everything, turn off transparent, see how I get like this kind of cool, clean cut in? All right. Super fresh. So let's make a copy of that. And now I can just do the same deal. Do a little mirror and weld. That's on both sides. And I can use that detail wherever I want. Anywhere I have to put a screw or something, I can use now the insert meshes to add like a nice little screw head inside of here. So if I want to, let's come over to the, I'm gonna want this to be below it. But first, what I'll do is I'll just insert the screw head, right? So I'll do a brush, insert, where are my primitives? No, I want insert individual parts. I totally forgot I have a whole IMM gun. Oh my gosh. Well, look, I probably have the whole damn gun in here. I didn't even need to do this. Let's see. Brush. What's in the IMM gun parts? Look at that. Everything. That's what's in there. Everything. All right, whatever. Well, that's cool because you guys got to see some stuff, so it's all good. But let's go brush, insert. I want just the parts. And then I want something like screw. flathead screw. Do something like this, which looks good. All right, grab that, and I want to split that, because what happens is if I try to move it into place now, that Boolean's it's gonna cut right through it, it'll disappear. So I will split unmask parts. I'm going to take the screw head, let's call it, rename it screw head. Okay, I'll move it down below the little cutter pieces, the Boolean cutters, and drop it in. And you can see I'm working in symmetry, so I have it on both sides already, which is kind of dope. All right, so let's do this, actually. I'm gonna flatten it a little bit. Let's see. Like this. It's not quite as fat as tall as it was. Now, if I turn off LSIM, I can move it into place. Maybe make it a little larger. All right, so that's cool. Now I'll just copy it. And just to be extra, let's rotate a little bit. Maybe this has a little bit of a different rotation. All right. Starting to get a little gunny up in here, you guys, for real. Okay. So now let's go over to this piece. How am I doing on time? I got about another 15 minutes. Let me check the questions real quick. Let's look at any questions. Underground Pig, what's up? Big fan because you're fun. Also fan. Yeah, hip hop. I love hip hop. Can you please show how to make a folded strap or belt? Not please. Separation between pixels. All right, do this. I don't have enough time to do that now, Ibrahim. So if you go and subscribe to my YouTube, shameless plug, which is Mike T Artwork. I stream on Friday nights, so tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern, I can show that for you. Just remind me in the chat, and I'll show you how to do what you're asking here. All right, just finished printing out a lightsaber. Nice. Thank you. I already sent you an email. Thanks for your help. Good job. Okay. What did I say? You ever finished the Rick and Morty? No, I have so many pieces I haven't finished. Shoe instead of the planer pin. Yeah, you can change the little rotation gizmo up here to whatever you want. I did this for a client, and so I just saved it. I'm in the Washington D.C. area, so you know Timberlands, we still rock those hard here. Let's see. We'll finish. My brother, what's up? Alex, her arms are really big. Will you fix that? Her arms are big? Let's see. Well, yeah, she's got clothes on right now, so once I detail them, it'll look better. All right. I don't need this part anymore because remember I'm making it somewhere else. I'm going to delete these, delete, and come back up to here. Yeah, so the actual arm, you got me defending my arm now. The actual arm is this. So you can see it's smaller. So that's why it looks big. Anyway, what else? Let's save this before I lose it. Oh my gosh. Black meat. All right. Cool. Check you Friday. Good looking, man. Come tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow, bro. Let's see. Okay. Alex. Oh, the hands, yeah. No, the hands are supposed to be chunky And when they're done, they're gonna look like this kind of a thing. Like these models are supposed to look more like stylized than realistic. Kind of realistic, kind of stylized. 495 represent. Inspiration. Thanks, Dusky. Dusty to Dusty. Thank you. Nobody has an easy name. Everybody's name is hard. Thanks, brother. All right. Let's get back to this gun. So yeah, it's looking like I got 10 minutes left. It's gonna be probably tomorrow when I finish it. But let's at least get the barrels looking a little better, because right now they're kind of janky. So let's do this. I'm gonna do what I normally do here, which is delete the ends. Both ends. Okay, so now I just have the ends here. Delete those, delete hidden. And I will get rid of that insert, that edge loop rather, and flip this. And now I'm going to extrude it in. That, same for this, extrude it in. That. This won't be hollow when I print it, but for now, I'm just doing that. So, you know what? Let's undo this for a second. Okay. I want to keep these bottom caps, right? I'll show you why. So now it has a bottom, it doesn't have a top. Delete hidden, right? Flip it. Rub it up, flip it, rub it down. Oh no! Now we insert, we extrude this. Nobody under 40 is going to understand what I just said. All right, let's do it like that. All right, so now the reason I did that is because now I have a cap on the ends. Oh, dude, what happened to my cap? Cap. I'm going to group these. Group like that. Okay. Now I'll flip it. Now I'll give it some thickness. Okay. All right, good. So the reason I did that is now what I can do is I can hide everything but the inside like this. It got crazy crumply. I don't know why. All right, so let's do this. I'm going to take my clip curve and see if I can flatten this out. Okay. Not so good. All right. The idea here was to basically take this whole thing and bring it way up like this, and then you would have just the inside, right? But it looks crazy. Like, I don't know what happened here. So what I'll do is I'll just put another piece inside of here. I'm making it harder than it needs to be. So we'll say this is fine for now, right? Now I can go through and start to do some cool bevels and stuff to make this feel more like a gun and less like, let's move this arm, it's all up in my face. Start doing some bevels. So bevel that. This kind of like, oh, you know what? I think the bottom piece is supposed to be filled in anyway, so it's not two barrels. So I'll fix that later, but let's do a bevel here. This. Let's now go and add some loops. So insert some loops here. And I'm going to make them kind of chunky because, again, this is going to print and it's going to be about 1/6 scale. So if I make them too fine, they won't hold. All right, so let's just take that. insert, or extrude rather, inward like that. Get my bevels back. Bevel, bevel, bevel. There, there, there. Maybe this one has like a, maybe this one has like a bigger bevel. I don't know. I don't want it to feel like a lightsaber, so let's just do that for now. And now I can start doing some creasing, selective creasing. So crease, my crease level set to 3. Let's maybe set it to 2. And I think my music stopped. Let me see some music. Yeah, it did. Music back on. And crease, crease. So if you are new to this part of using ZBrush and the reason why I crease, I'll show you something. I'm going to crease just these. I won't crease anything else. And now if I hit dynamic, you see how the rest of it is all, that's actually kind of fresh. You see how the rest of it is a little softer up there and these creases are a little stronger. So I want some of them to be strong. I'm going to crease these like this. That top part, I'm not mad at that. So maybe I'll crease here and then see what that looks like. Oh, that's dope actually. All right, so let's crease here and see what that looks like. You know what? Screw it. Let's crease everything. Crease it all, man. Be creasing everything. Dynamic. So now if we turn off our color, see how that looks? That's kind of fresh. And it's a little more like a gun and less like a whatever the hell it was before. So I'm going to come over here. I know that this has a bevel. Do it one time. Oh no, 2 more minutes. All right. Yo, if you're not already, follow me on YouTube, Mike T Artwork. Type it again. If you follow me on here, I have a stream that I do for like a personal stream every Friday night, 10 p.m. Right? It's this thing in the upper corner right there, right? So if you follow me over there, I'll pick this up and keep it moving. I'll keep doing what I'm doing here. But in the meantime, I'm going to show you what I have on her so far, what I have on the gun so far. Dynamic, turn that off. All right, so we kind of have our gun. Like I'm gonna have to play with proportions, but here's the gun so far. All right, anyway, take my word for it. There's the gun. And then here she is. All right, this is what we have for her. Rocking the Baldy locks. Now she has hair. So we got quite a bit done today. And like I said, tomorrow night, I'm gonna do more. I'll keep going. Gonna pose her. I have some cool poses in mind, right? And I hope you join me. But in the meantime, thank you for coming in, and you guys stay safe and take care. All right, peace, everybody. Jane, stop this crazy thing. All right, peace, everybody.